First qualifiers on the track. Number 1 is Cinnamon Swirls, Gary Chappell. Listen, Linda Lou, the 2, Adam Erner. Moonlight 3, Kenny Arsenault. Touch the Fire 4, Mike McGuigan. Five, J.J. Nicky, Miles Heffernan Jr. The last start, E6, Harold Shepard. 7 is Pondle Bay Colleen, Brody McPhee. They're on a fast track, 13 degrees Celsius, no variant. First of 11, Cinnamon Swirl, Listen Linda Lou, Moonlight, Touch the Fire, J.J. Nicky, The Last Dirty, Pondle Bay Colleen, top of the stretch. Approaching a start. Offside goes the 3, Moonlight. There they go into the turn, and from the center, that is Touch the Fire, the first one out. On the rail is Cinnamon Swirl second. Listen, Linda Lou will round the turn third. Fourth towards that inside is J.J. Nicky. Fifth on the outside is the last 30. Then racing from 6 as they turn to the backstretch is Funnel Bay Colleen, and in the backfield after the miscue at the start, that is Moonlight. So going to the opening quarter, and they're led by Touch the Fire for Mike McGuigan. Racing second is Cinnamon Swirl. Right up with the leaders third is Listen Linda Lou. Back into fourth. On the cones, that's the last 30. They were comfortable here in the early going, just 32 seconds flat to the quarter. Funnel Bay Colleen racing fifth. Then sixth is J.J. Nicky, and the trailer is Moonlight. Through the stretch, they arrive next to the opening half mile, and widening the lead here in the second quarter, that is Touch the Fire to get them halfway home with a lead of 3. Second, Cinnamon Swirl. Listen, Linda Lou third. Fourth belongs to the last 30. Funnel Bay Colleen's in fifth. Then it's J.J. Nicky, and the trailer, Moonlight. They're at the half mile in 102 and 4, picking up to 30 and 4 in the second split. Rounding the paddock turn, they're at the 5/8 pole, led by Touch the Fire. Clear by 4 here. Listen, Linda Lou is taking second. Cinnamon Swirl now on the cones third. Fourth, that's the last 30. On the outside fifth is Funnel Bay Colleen. Then in sixth is J.J. Nicky, and Moonlight is the trailer seventh. 3/4 completed, and Touch the Fire was the 3/4 pole leader in 1:33 and 4. They're going to have to pick it up with 1/8 of a mile left to go. Touch the Fire turning for home. Racing second, Listen Linda Lou. Cinnamon Swirl third. 3 wide fourth, Funnel Bay Colleen. On the wire next, and it's Touch the Fire and McGuigan to go all the way. Second, Listen Linda Lou, and at the inside, Cinnamon Swirl third. Here's the rundown from that first qualifier. Cinnamon Swirls third. Listen Linda Lou second. Moonlight was 7. Touch the Fire the winner. J.J. Nicky sixth. The last 30 fourth. Funnel Bay Colleen fifth. They went 32, 102 and 4, 133 and 4, and the mile in 203 and 2. In review, it's 327, 1645. Second race trotters are coming next. The 1, Buckhead Ridge, will not be wearing the trotting hobble. Miles Heffernan Jr. is on the 2. David Dowling's on the 4. Wade Myers on the 5. Second race starters are on the track. Buckhead Ridge is 1, Mark Campbell. Number 2, Glider Man with Miles Heffernan Jr. Curad 3, Ryan Daraj. 4, Jesse Jess or Jessica, David Dowling. 5, New Legacy, Wade Myers. 'Trotters in the second qualifier, Buckhead Ridge, Glider Man, Curad, Jesse Jess or Jessica, and New Legacy. Approaching a start. So they go off and trotting. Curad gets the first call from the center. Off stride into the turn goes Jess or Jessica. Buckhead Ridge along the rail second. Third one into the turn is Glider Man to get away fourth. New Legacy and off stride in the backfield. That's Jess or Jessica. They swing to the backstretch and going to the opening quarter. Curad and Ryan DeRoche out in front. Buckhead Ridge trots into second. Racing from third is Glider Man. New Legacy has fourth, and at the back, that is Jess or Jessica. So they arrive at the opening quarter mile, and it's Curad out in front. Buckhead Ridge goes second. Third one as they make that top turn for the first time is Glider Man. New Legacy fourth. Jess or Jessica fifth. Just 32-1 to open this one up, and a good bunch of trotters they are as they come off the turn for the first time en route to the opening half mile. Curad, the unchallenged leader. Buckhead Ridge goes second, Glider Man third, New Legacy fourth, and Jess or Jessica the trailer. At the midway point, the leader is Curad by almost 2 on Buckhead Ridge. Back into third is Glider Man. New Legacy trots fourth. And in the backfield, Jess or Jessica, the half mile in 103 and 3. 3/8 of a mile left to go. Curad continuing to lead. They're going to 3/4 next. Buckhead Ridge is now coming to the outside from second and up to challenge the leader. Coming third on the outside is New Legacy. Glider Man trots the rail fourth, and Jess or Jessica trails the field. Oh, they're picking them up, putting them down on the trot now in the late going. In at the rail, Curad the leader. Right alongside Buckhead Ridge at 3/4 in 134-1. That was 30-3 in the third, and now they're homeward bound. Curad looking to see it through. Buckhead Ridge on the outside is coming to him. New Legacy third, Glider Man fourth. It's Buckhead Ridge and Campbell getting up. Second, Curad, New Legacy third. 203-1. Results of that second qualifier, Buckhead Ridge the winner, Glider Man fourth. Curad was second. Jess or Jessica did not finish. New Legacy third. Fractions of 32-1, 103-3, 134-1, and the mile in 203-1. In review, it's 142, DNF 3. Third qualifiers on the track, Red Dirt Legacy 1 for qualifying driver Zach Noy. 2, Sourpuss Sarah, she scratched. 3 is Hamac Hottie, Gilberto. Jafatika 4, Miles Heffernan Jr. Prince Malicious 5, Jason Hughes. 6, Woodmere Honeymoon, Adam Murner. Red Dirt Legacy, How My Cody, Japatika, Prince Malicious, Woodmere Honeymoon, top of the stretch. Ready for a start. There they go, off and pacing, and Japatika, the first one out. Hamakati is second. Third one into the turn is Prince Malicious. To get away fourth will be Woodmere Honeymoon, then the trailer. That'll be Red Dirt Legacy. They arrive at the opening eighth. It's Japatika and Miles Jr. out in front as they go to the quarter. Barrio's not going to wait. He's going to right line. How Makati sending his charge on to the front. Getting away third, Prince Malicious. Then fourth, Woodmere Honeymoon. And the gapped out trailer in fifth is Red Dirt Legacy. So the new leader by the first quarter is Haumac Hottie and Barrio 30 and 4, the opening station. 2 lengths off that leader is Japatika, rounding the turn Prince Malicious third. With the leaders fourth is Woodmere Honeymoon, and the trailer is Red Dirt Legacy. Through the stretch as they approach the opening half mile next, led by Haumac Hottie. She'll get them halfway home by 2 on Japatika. Prince Malicious in third, Woodmere Honeymoon fourth, Red Dirt Legacy fifth. Into the paddock turn for the second time they go, and on the point, that's Haumac Hottie off a half mile of a minute and 30 seconds flat in the second quarter. Rounding the turn, arriving at 5-8, Haumac Hottie to get him there. Japatika second, Prince Malicious third. Then in fourth, Woodmere Honeymoon. Red Dirt Legacy has caught them in fifth as they race towards the three quarters next. Haumac Hottie will lead at that station. Japatika continues second, Prince Malicious third, Woodmere Honeymoon fourth, and a Red Dirt Legacy fifth. The three quarters went 1:32 and 2. They got a third quarter breather with an eighth of a mile left to go. Haumac Hottie to turn for home by 2 on Japatika. Prince Malicious tipped out, and he's gone off stride, or fancy stepping anyway. And on the far outside, Woodmere Honeymoon. On the line, it's Haumac Hottie for Joe Barrio. Japatika was second, Prince Malicious third. Time for the mile in 2:01. Results of the third qualifier, Red Dirt Legacy fifth. Sourpuss was scratch. Haumac Hottie the winner. Japatika was second. Prince Malicious finished third. Woodmere Honeymoon fourth. Fractions of 30 and 4, 1 minute 4. 1:32 and 2. And the mile 2:01. In review, 5 scratch 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth qualifiers on the track. One is Love Matters Most and Miles Jr. 2, Marley's Boy, Harold Shepard. 'Rosetown Eclipse 3, Corey McPherson. 'Freight Air 4, Brody McPhee. 5 is Early Play, Brady Sweet. Like a King 6, David Dowling. 'Qualifier number 4, Love Matters Most, Marley's Boy. 'Rosetown Eclipse, Freight Air. Early Play and Like a King. Top of the stretch. Now approaching a start. There they go, off and facing. Rosetown Eclipse leads out. Love Matters Most along the rail. Then between them is Marley's Boy making the turn, and off stride. Love Matters Most went on the run, and he's got them confused here in the early going. Marley's Boy comes out of the pack with the lead on a Rosetown Eclipse. From the outside, Freight Air third. Fourth is Like a King. Into fifth is Early Play, and back down facing the trailer is Love Matters Most. So they're over to the first quarter. It's Marley's Boy and Harold Shepard leading them by 3. Rosetown Eclipse goes second. Third on the cones is Freight Air. They're at the quarter in 30-2. Racing fourth is Like a King. Then in fifth, that's Early Play. And Love Matters Most has had enough early being pulled up. Off the turn they come, and the opening half mile, they'll check in there next. And Marley's Boy out in front. Rosetown Eclipse second, Freight Air third, Like a King fourth, and trailing to the outside fifth is Early Play. So they're halfway home in qualifier number 4. Marley's Boy, the midway point leader in 101. That was 30-3 in the second quarter. Racing from second, Rosetown Eclipse. Around the turn, third, Freight Air. Fourth, there goes Like a King to the outside. And the trailer, that is Early Play. Three quarters comes next. Marley's Boy's gonna get company. Marching on the outside, Like a King. Up to challenge and take over the lead. Third is Rosetown Eclipse. Early Play on the outside, fourth. And now the trailer at the rail. That is Freight Air, the three quarters in 1:31-4. Battle on with an eighth left to go. Like a King on the outside. On the cones, that's Marley's Boy reclaiming Rosetown Eclipse. He's into the passing lane now. Deep in the stretch, and on the wire they come next. And it's Like a King for David Dowling. Rosetown Eclipse rallies second. Marley's Boy held third. 2 minutes, 1/5. Now the results of the fourth qualifier, Love Matters Most did not finish. Marley's Boy third. Rosetown Eclipse was second. Freight Air fifth. Early Play fourth. Like a King, the race winner. They went 30-2. 101. 131-4. Mile in 2 minutes and a 1/5. In review, did not finish 3-2. 5-4-1. The fifth qualifier is on the track. Number 1 is Heather's Pet and qualifying driver Zach Noy. 2, Catch a Few Rays, will get Ryan DeRaj. Evil Lou 3, Mike McGuigan. Colin Shepard aboard Doc Darrell from 4. Woodmere Bencher wears 5, Adam Murner. Lady Divine is 6 for David Dowling. St. Charles Fireball 7, Vaughn Doyle. Number 8 is Western Delight for Miles Heffernan Jr. Qualifier 5, Heather's Pet, Catch a Few Rays, Evil Lou, Doc Darrell, Woodmere Vancha, Lady Divine, St. Charles Fireball, Western Delights outside. Top of the stretch. Here they come. The Off and pacing, Western Delight way wide. Lady Divine joins them. Between horses, Doc Darrell. On the rail, Heather's Pet. And also leaving out Evil Lou with a host of leavers here in qualifier number 5. And beating them all around the turn, Heather's Pet. Qualifying driver, Zach Noy. To his outside comes Evil Lou up to challenge. Moving into third, Lady Divine. Fourth, that's Doc Darrell. Then in fifth, it's Catch a Few Rays. Sixth is Woodmere Betcha. Then in seventh, St. Charles Fireball. And now the trailer, that is Western Delight. They're by the quarter of 29 and 4 to take over top spot. Evil Lou and Mike McGuigan. Heather's Pet is second. There goes Lady Divine tipping out from third. Back into fourth is Doc Darrell. Then in fifth, it's Catch a Few Rays. Woodmere Betcha races from sixth. Back to seventh. That is St. Charles Fireball. And the trailer is Western Delight. They are well strung out at the midway point, and now the new leader, Lady Divine for David Dowling. The opening half mileage up in 58 and 4. A little serious here as they move to 5/8, 29 seconds flat in the second quarter. On their way to the backstretch they go, led by Lady Divine. Second, that's Evil Lou. Coming third on the outside, Doc Darrell on the cones. Heather's Pet fourth. From the outside, Woodmere Betcha fifth. Catch a Few Rays has sixth. Western Delight is taken seventh. And now the trailer, St. Charles Fireball. The 3/4 in 1:29 and 3. And that's Lady Divine, the leader. Shade more than an eighth to come. Evil Lou is second. Woodmere Betcha picks up third. Doc Darrell now fourth, and Heather's Pet fifth. Down the home stretch they come. Lady Divine to her outside. Evil Lou comes on to win. In line to Mike McGuigan. Up for the deuce. That is Woodmere Betcha. Lady Divine held third. Time for the mile. 1:58 and 1. Now the results of the fifth qualifier, Heather's Pet was seventh. Catch a Few Rays fifth. Evil Lou the winner. Doc Darrell fourth. Woodmere Betcha was second. Lady Divine finished third. St. Charles Fireball was eighth. Western Delight finished sixth. Fractions of 29 and 4, 58 and 4, 129 and 3, and the mile in 158 and 1. In review, it's 751, 423, 86. Qualifier number 6 on the track. Number 1, the Tulsa King, Mike McGorgan. Sky Low Low, the 2, Corey McPherson. I Read 3, Brody McPhee. Smiling in Heaven 4, Gary Chappell. Watch Me Shake It is 5, Kenny Arsenault. Number 6 is Southwind Ricochet for Joe Barrio. 7 is Maya, Adam Murner. The Tulsa King, Sky Low Low, Irie, Smiling in Heaven. Watch Me Shake It, Southwind Ricochet, and Maya. Qualifier 6, top of the stretch. Here they come. Ralph and pacing the Tulsa King, the first one out the rail. Irie is second. Their outside is Watch Me Shake It third to get away on the cones fourth. Rounding the turn is Sky Low Low. Then in fifth is Smiling in Heaven, away sixth. That's Southwind Ricochet, and the trailer is Maya. So up the backstretch they go for time one. Guarding those cones was the Tulsa King. For Mike McGuigan, they'll be on top at the opening quarter. Watch Me Shake It dropped in for the two-hole ride. Then in third, that's Irie. Fourth on the cones, it's Sky Low Low. Then in fifth, it's Smiling in Heaven. Sixth is Southwind Ricochet. Trailing seventh, Maya. 30-1 opened it up as they round that top turn. Strung out a little on by the 3/8 pole, led by the Tulsa King. Watch Me Shake It is second. Third at the rail, that is Irie. Then fourth, that belongs to Sky Low Low. Back into fifth is Smiling in Heaven. Then sixth is Southwind Ricochet. Maya continuing to trail seventh. Positions unchanged at the midway point, led by the Tulsa King in 101 flat. Racing from second and two off the leader, that's Watch Me Shake It. Third belongs to Irie. Then in fourth is Sky Low Low. Smiling in Heaven has fifth. Swinging wide in sixth, Southwind Ricochet. Trailing seventh, that is Maya. Halfway up the backstretch for the second time. Here comes the three-quarters next. Getting the field there, the Tulsa King. Watch Me Shake It continues second. Third up the rail is Irie. Then in fourth, it's Sky Low Low. The three-quarters trip in 1:31-2, and they're headed down the home stretch now. The Tulsa King trying to close it out. Watch Me Shake It to the outside for the stretch drive. Irie along the rail. Southwind Ricochet to the wire they come next. The Tulsa King does go all the way for Mike McGuigan. Watch Me Shake It second. Third goes to Irie. 2 minutes flat. Now the results of the sixth qualifier, the Tulsa King the winner, Sky Low Low sixth. Irie finished third. Smilin' in Heaven was seventh. Watch Me Shake It finished second. Southwind Ricochet fourth. Maya finished fifth. Fractions were 30 and 1, 101. 131 and 2, and the mile was 2 minutes. In review, 163, 72, 45. Seventh qualifiers on the track. Macho Field is one with Mark Campbell. Shakin' Blake the two, David Dowling. Three is Sonny Black, Miles Heffernan Sr. Four, Watchmaker, Mike Downey. Five, Mr. Kelly with Adam Murner. Elroy Shiner, six, Brady Sweet. Qualifier 7 with Macho Phil, Shaken Blake, Sonny Black, Watchmaker, Mr. Kelly, and Elroy Shiner. Top of the stretch. Approaching a start. The rough and pacing Elroy Shiner is leaving out. Macho Phil at the rail. Coming between them is Shaken Blake. Sonny Black, the fourth one into the turn. Watchmaker fifth. Mr. Kelly is sixth. And they're serious here, going three wide to that opening eighth. And guarding the cones, Macho Phil for Campbell. To his outside second, that is Shaken Blake. Along the rail, Sonny Black third. Elroy Shiner is on the outside fourth. Then in fifth as they move over to that opening quarter mile is Mr. Kelly, and the early trailer is Watchmaker. They all settle in now to pylon positions, led by Macho Phil off a 30 and a 1 quarter mile. Shaken Blake, the two-hole ride. Sonny Black is third. Elroy Shiner, he found his seat fourth. Then in fifth is Mr. Kelly, and trailing the field, Watchmaker is sixth. Down the stretch they come in straight alignment, the opening half mile. It's up next, and Macho Phil is halfway home. Racing second is Shaken Blake. Then in third, that's Sonny Black. Elroy Shiner has fourth. In fifth is Mr. Kelly. And Watchmaker is sixth. 101 flat was the opening half mile. And they're midway round the paddock turn, going to the 5/8, and they chase Macho Phil there. Racing from second along the rail, Shaken Blake. Sonny Black, he's self-destructed now. Moving into third is Elroy Shiner. Fourth, that is Mr. Kelly. Watchmaker in fifth, and off stride in the backfield, that is Sonny Black. They go by the three-quarters. Oh, the tempo, it's picked up, and I mean picked up. Three-quarters in 1:31 and 4 in full flight at the 7/8. It's Macho Phil. Second is Shaken Blake. Elroy Shiner races third. Then in fourth, that's Mr. Kelly. Watchmaker fifth. Sonny Black is heading up. On the wire they come next, and Macho Phil will take Campbell all the way. Shaken Blake second. Elroy Shiner will finish third. Time for the mile in 1:59.4. Now the results of the seventh qualifier. Macho Phil, the winner. Shaken Blake was second. Sonny Black did not finish. Watchmaker finished fifth. Mr. Kelly was fourth. Elroy Shiner finished third. They went fractions of 30 and 1, a 101, 131 and 4, and the mile in 1:59 and 4. In review, 1-2 did not finish. 5-4-3. Qualifier 8 on the track. Huntsville made the 1 for Jason Hughes. 2, Red Dirt Rocket, Mike McGuigan. Windermere Joel 3, Harold Shepard. 4 is Zendaya's Moonbeam, Adam Murner. 'Pandemonic is 5 for Miles Jr. Woodmere Rocket Man 6, Joe Burial. 8th qualifier, Huntsville made Red Dirt Rocket, Windermere Joel. Zendaya's Moonbeam, Pandemonic. Woodmere Rocket Man, top of the stretch. Ready for start. There they go, off and pacing. Woodmere Rocket Man from the far outside, closer to the rail. Red Dirt Rocket between them. That's Pandemonic. Down on the inside to get away 4th is Huntsville Made, coming up 5th from the outside as they race around the turns. And Zendaya's Moonbeam, the early trailer. Windermere Joel, to the quarter they go, and it's Woodmere Rocket Man and Barrio to make the lead. 2nd is Pandemonic. Back into 3rd here in the early going is a Red Dirt Rocket. 4th on the rail is Huntsville Made. Into 5th is Zendaya's Moonbeam, and trailing 6th, Windermere Joel. They went 30-1 to the opening quarter mile as they round that top turn for the first time, arriving next at the 3/8, led by a Woodmere Rocket Band. Two-hole ride to Pandemonic, third one coming out of the turn. Red Dirt Rocket racing from fourth on the cones. That is Huntsville Made. Then in fifth is Zendaya's Moonbeam. And to the outside from sixth is Windermere Joel. They're halfway home in qualifier number 8. Led by Woodmere Rocket Man for Burial. Pandemonic races from second. Third is a Red Dirt Rocket. The half mile, they backed it up big time in here. Just 103, a staggering 32-4. Second quarter. So the Temple will have to pick up from here. To the backstretch they go, and it's Woodmere Rocket Man, the leader on Pandemonic. Racing third at the rail, Red Dirt Rocket on the outside fourth. Windermere Joel racing from fifth from the outside. Zendaya's Moonbeam at the rail sixth. Huntsville Made. They go by the three-quarters, and the tempo has picked up. Three-quarters, they were there in 1:34-2. Arriving at the 7/8, Woodmere Rocket Man in flight now. Pandemonic second. Racing third, Red Dirt Rocket. Windermere Joel fourth, and down the home stretch they come here in the 8th qualifier. And it's Woodmere Rocket and Barrio to go all the way. Pandemonic held second. Up for third is Red Dirt Rocket. Time for the mile, 2:02 and 3. Now the results of the 8th qualifier. Huntsville Made fifth. Red Dirt Rocket third. Windermere Joel was second. Windermere Joel was fourth. Zendaya's Moonbeam sixth. Pandemonic finished second. Woodmere Rocket Man the winner. They went 30-1, 103. 134-2. And the mile in 2:02 and 3. In review, it's 5:34, 6:21. Qualifier 9's on the track. Elm Grove Misty, the 1 with Dave Kelly. Lady Lamurai, the 2, Adam Werner. Three is One Rock for Miles Heffernan Jr. Woodmere Sinatra's 4, David Dowling. 5 is Brookdale Lolly with Von Doyle. Number 6 is The Real Princess, Dr. Mitch Downey. Elm Grove Misty, Lady Lamurai. One Rock, Woodmere Sinatra. Brookdale Ollie and The Real Princess. Top of the stretch. Here they come. And there they go, off and pacing. The inside trio leave out. Elm Grove, Misty, Lady Lamurai, and One Rock will be third to the turn. To get away fourth is Woodmere Sinatra. Brookdale Ollie goes fifth, and the early trailer, that is The Real Princess, as they roll by the opening eight, guarding the cones. Elm Grove, Misty for Crocker. Kelly out in front in the early going. Placing second, Lady Lamurai. Then third, that is One Rock. Racing from fourth is Woodmere Sinatra. Fifth is Brookdale Ollie. And trailing the field is The Real Princess. By the quarter, they're in programmed order. 30-2 opened it up. They're midway round the top turn for time one. Elm Grove, Misty, the fraction setter. Lady Lamurai second. Third, One Rock. Woodmere Sinatra fourth. Fifth, Brookdale Ollie. The Real Princess sixth. Opening half mile is the next station's positions unchanged as they're halfway home, led by Elm Grove Misty. Two-hole ride to Lady Lamorai, continuing third, One Rock. Woodmere Sinatra's fourth, Brookdale Ollie fifth, The Real Princess sixth. 102 was the half, and they're still in straight alignment as they move next to 5-8, led by Elm Grove Misty. Lady Lamorai continuing second, One Rock third. There's movement from fourth. Woodmere Sinatra tips out, and he's gone on the run as they race to three-quarters. Fifth along the inside is Brookdale Ollie, and the trailer, The Real Princess, three-quarters, arriving there, led by Elm Grove Misty. Woodmere Sinatra finding a better stride up to challenge than in third, Lady Lamorai. Three-quarters went in 133 and 3, and they're turning for home with Elm Grove Misty the leader. Woodmere Sinatra second, Lady Lamorai, she's in the passing lane. One Rock, Brookdale Ollie, and The Real Princess. On the wire they come next. Lady Lamorai comes up the inside to win. Second, that's Woodmere Sinatra. The Real Princess rallied in third, 203 and 1. Here's a rundown from the ninth qualifier. Elm Grove Misty fifth, Lady Lamorai the winner. One Rock fourth. Woodmere Sinatra was second. Brookdale Ollie sixth. The Real Princess third. Fractions of 30 and 2, 102, 133 and 3, the mile in 203 and 1. In review, it's 514, 263. Qualifier number 10's on the track. 1 is Elm Grove Mistress with David Dowling. 2 is 1-800 for Mike Downey. I'm a Looker 2 is the 3 with Brady Sweet. Jules Dragon the 4, Mark Campbell. 5, Tony Tutal now has Miles Heffernan Jr. And the 6 is Twinbee Tough Enough for Gilles Barrio. Elm Grove Mistress, 1-800 I'm a Looker 2, Jules Dragon, Tony Tutal, Twinbee Tough Enough. Top of the stretch. Here they come. They're off off and pacing. 1-800 the first call. Elm Grove Mistress at the rail. Tony Too Tall coming from there outside. Then it's I'm a Looker 2, the fourth one on the turn. Twinbee Tough Enough comes fifth. And then the trailer is Jules Dragon. To the backstretch they go. Tony Too Tall drives from the outside. Set to take the lead for Miles Heffernan Jr. Elm Grove Mistress now second, then in third. That's 1-800. Twinbee Tough Enough. He took a seat for it. Then in fifth, I'm a Looker 2, and up the rail the trailer. That is Jules Dragon on by the quarter, and they stepped it out. 28 and 3, the opening quarter mile. As they round that turn up the 3/8, they arrive with Tony Too Tall, the leader. Elm Grove Mistress second, 1-800 third. Twinbee Tough Enough bides his time in fourth. Then a racing fifth, I'm a Looker 2, and trailing the field is Jules Dragon. They're at the midway point, and Tony Too Tall now gets a challenge from 1-800. Third one going into the turn is Elm Grove Mistress, 59 and 1.5. Twinbee Tough Enough races fourth. I'm a Looker 2 fifth. And trailing the field, that is Jules Dragon. Up the backstretch they go, and they're bridle to bridle on the front end. 1-800 now gets his head in front. Tony Too Tall along the rail second. Twinbee Tough Enough has picked up third. Elm Grove Mistress rides the rail fourth. Then in fifth, I'm a Looker 2, and Jules Dragon along the rail, trailing the field. The three-quarters tripped and won 27 and 3. That was 28 and 2 in the third, and they're homeward bound. 1-800 on the outside, the leader. Tony Too Tall along the rail, and Twinbee Tough Enough is tipped to the outside from third, deep in the stretch now on the wire next. 1-800 hangs on for Mike Downey. Twinbee Tough Enough second. Jules Dragon rallied third. 1:56.3. Now the results of the 10th qualifier. Elm Grove Mistress fifth. 1-800 the winner. I'm a Looker 2 was sixth. Jules Dragon third. Tony Too Tall finished fourth. Twinbee Tough Enough was second. 28 and 3. 59 and 1. 127 and 3. And the mile in 156 and 3. In review, 516.342. 11th qualifier on the track. Number 1, Czar's Piece of Heaven for Jason Hughes. Windermere on the line with Harold Shepard from 2. Woodmere Lizzie 3, Corey McPherson. Tall Dark Latte is the 4, Brody McPhee. Woodmere Kennedy 5, Mark Campbell. Sahara Sunshine 6 for David Dowling. Seven is Ms. Moist with Adam Murner. Czar's Piece of Heaven, Windermere on the line, Woodmere Lizzie, Tall Dark Latte, Woodmere Kennedy, Sahara Sunshine, Ms. Moist outside, qualifier number 11, top of the stretch. Ready for a start. The Ralphin pacing Woodmere Lizzie, Tall Dark Latte to their outside, Sahara Sunshine along the rail, into the turn, Czar's Piece of Heaven, Woodmere Kennedy up between horses, then towards the rail as they round the turn, Czar's Piece of Heaven, and way wide in the early going, Ms. Moist, they're on the backstretch, Tall Dark Latte made lead. Now on the outside and coming after the leader is Sahara Sunshine. To get away third, Woodmere Lizzie, then fourth. That is Czar's Piece of Heaven, racing fifth, Woodmere Kennedy. Six is Ms. Moist, and then trailing this field as they go on by the quarter, Windermere on the line. 30 seconds flat, open it up. Straight alignment at the 3/8 they go, now led by Sahara Sunshine and Dowling. Racing second is Tall Dark Latte. Out of the turn in third, Woodmere Lizzie, Czar's Piece of Heaven. She's in mid-pack fourth. Then racing fifth is Woodmere Kennedy. Sixth is Ms. Moist. And then the trailer, That is Windermere on the line. Halfway home in the final qualifier, led by Sahara Sunshine in 102 and 1, just 32 and 1 in the second quarter. Sahara Sunshine will lead at 5/8 on Tall Dark Latte. Woodmere Lizzie third. Now moving fourth is Woodmere Kennedy. Up fifth on the outside, Ms. Moyes underway. Six is Ours Piece of Heaven, and now the trailer. Windermere on the line. The three quarters comes next. Sahara Sunshine will lead them there. He's got company coming here in the late going. That is Woodmere Kennedy to challenge, racing third. In at the rail, Tall Dark Latte. Moving fourth is Ms. Moyes. That's Woodmere Lizzie fifth. Czar's Piece of Heaven. And Windermere on the line. 1:33 and 4 was the three quarters. So a sprint to the finish to close it out. Led by Woodmere Kennedy. Tall Dark Latte up the inside. Way wide. Woodmere Lizzie coming late. And she's coming late to get it all with McPherson Woodmere Lizzie. Type for the deuce. Woodmere Kennedy up against Tall Dark Latte in 2:02 and 3. Now the results of the 11th qualifier. Sarge Piece of Heaven 6. Windermere on the line 7th. Woodmere Lizzie the winner. Tall Dark Latte was 3rd. Woodmere Kennedy finished 2nd. Sahara Sunshine was 5th. Ms. Moyes 4th. Fractions of 30, 102 and 1, 133 and 4, and the mile in 2:02 and 3. In review, 671, 3254.